Hello everyone, this is Somaranjan Nayak and I welcome you to my channel The Mango Researcher. Dear friends, presently the MTech and the PhD admissions are going on and many of you must have seen interdisciplinary specializations being provided by various IITs and NITs in the country. Most of you may be having a doubt regarding it. So today I have come with this video where I'll be talking specifically regarding what interdisciplinary specialization is all about, what you can expect in this, what are the pros, the cons, what is the job scenario, what you need to do once you join the interdisciplinary specialization. And last but not the least, I'll be also giving you some information regarding adding some interdisciplinary specializations that are being floated by various IITs across the country. So coming with the definition of interdisciplinary specialization, it's a matchmaking of different fields where people with different knowledge set, with different skill set come together with a motto of solving a particular problem, and that is interdisciplinary specialization. So basically these specializations give you a scope or a chance to look at each and every problem with different lenses or different perspectives. That is the speciality of it, because you'll be having people from various backgrounds who will be guiding you, like faculties from multiple departments. They come together to form a center, and over there you're pursuing your MTech or PhD. So you get guidance of both. I will cite you an example for your better understanding. Like you have an experiment conducted in the lab, and then you have a group of people who develop a model using the various laws of physics, mathematics to mimic the process carried out in the lab, and they simulate the same process in a computer, in a workstation. So these people are looking into a same problem with different lenses, different perspectives. So from this we can deduce that interdisciplinary specializations are actually involved in creative and critical thinking. So basically you join a specialization where you are taught subjects from different departments or different fields. Now after studying, you are expected to connect the dots. And that is what interdisciplinary specialization is all about for you. So before diving in deep into the pros, cons and other aspects of the interdisciplinary specialization, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the sponsors of today's video, that is Unacademy. And I'll be giving you a brief description regarding one of their programs, and that is Unacademy Combat Weekly Scholarship Test Program for IIT JEE. Thousands of students will be taking up this test on 2nd of May at 11 am. You can also log in from your Android devices. Subscription worth 4 crores are here for you for students of class 11, 12 and the dropper batch. Unique feature includes gamified combat with live ranking after each question. Physics, chemistry and mathematics is the syllabus. The time span is 60 minutes and number of questions is 21. Detailed video solution after each combat is provided. Separate contest for students opting for class 11, class 12 and the dropper batch is provided. Use the code MR123 in order to get a 10% discount when you go for subscription. So you can see the syllabus for the test of class 11 and this is for class 12, all for physics, chemistry and mathematics. So you can prepare well, and this is for the dropper batch. So you can prepare well and come to the test. I hope you will come in large number. So I have mentioned the syllabus and the link to this test in the description below. You can always go there and look at it. So students securing rank 1 to 3 will be given complimentary Unacademy Plus subscription for a tenure of 1 year. Rank 4 to 5 will be given 75% off for a tenure of your choice. Rank 11 to 50 will be given 50% off, and rank 51 to 150 will be given 25% off. So I expect that most of you take the advantage of it. So let's go back to our video of interdisciplinary specialization. Then we'll be discussing regarding the pros of interdisciplinary specialization. What are the positives? What are the advantages? The first advantage that you get while you pursue interdisciplinary specialization is that you get guidance from faculties of different departments or different specializations. That's the first advantage. And it's not just about guidance. You get access to their labs in different departments. And it's not also just about access to labs or guidance. It's also that you will make friends or you will create your network in different departments. And as I have already said, that IIT just doesn't give you a sheet of paper that you call a degree. It gives you a network which can help you for your entire life. So this is the first advantage. Second advantage is that you develop a skill set of looking into a problem from different perspectives or different lenses. And essentially, this is what academia and also industries at par are looking for. People who have critical thinking, or people who can think of a particular problem at different levels. So this is another advantage that you get with interdisciplinary specialization. The third most important thing is that interdisciplinary specialization gives you a boost for entrepreneurship. That is developing your own startup, your own company. You see, many of you who are sitting in today's date in your room, at your home, and looking into this video will give a very hard laugh on my face if I say that, well, bro, 2 years down the line, you'll be owning a company. It's hard to digest for many people. But when you get into an institute of national importance, like IITs or NITs or triple IITs, you'll be having entrepreneurship cells, which help students to materialize their dreams. Take for example, the sign, that is Society for Innovation and Entrepreneurship at IIT Bombay. As of now, the stats that I have with me is that 170 startups have grown with them, raising 1400 crore rupees. You see, you don't do business using your own money. Okay, you need investors. And entrepreneurship cells across the country in different colleges are helping you out. And interdisciplinary specialization is the one which will give you a mindset to look at a problem, take it up, and then solve it at different levels. So entrepreneurship skills also get developed with interdisciplinary specialization, because you also get guidance from various people in different departments. So you can work out on it, on any problem that is provided to you. And let me tell you something very interesting, that nowadays many people consider artificial intelligence, machine learning, all sort of these terminologies I hear from students who are entering into MTech or PhD. Let me tell you that don't limit yourself to this only. What about management studies? Who will take care of the economics of the things that you're going to develop? Money runs this world. So you need to have some management skills. Okay, need to have some knowledge of economics. That how business runs, you need to have this knowledge. So it's not just about AI or ML being a part and parcel of interdisciplinary specialization, but there are many specializations which give you a taste of management, of aesthetics, of design, of you can say spiritual value. There are departments, humanities. Go to the humanities department. Go to IDC, IIT Bombay. You will find many people working on these fields. Go to SOM, SJ SOM at IIT Bombay. There are many students who have taken minor projects over there, or they are taking assistance from faculties out there, so that they can develop a skill set which will help them in developing their own business, or give them a better understanding of the work that they are doing. So these are the various pros of interdisciplinary specialization that I have discussed with you now. Now coming to the cons, the disadvantages that you may have to face when you join interdisciplinary specialization. It's almost always a personal lacuna because of which you may suffer when you go for interdisciplinary specialization. I'll give you a very good example. Suppose you go to IIT Bombay metallurgy department. Okay, you are from mechanical background and you go to metallurgy department. The first lab that you join, over there the professor tells you that you have to develop a code for a very particular problem set. Now, you are new into metallurgy. You don't know much about it. So, will you read metallurgy? Will you learn programming? Or is it so that you will be focused on the problem that is given in the lab? What will you do? That thing creates a lot of stress in the students. So you should also be very vigilant when you choose a specialization. You need to, I'll not go to this, I'll tell you in the last section that what you need to do when you go for interdisciplinary specialization. Okay? Then coming to the next point. So as I have said that maintaining a balance is very difficult, or it's time taking. I would say, I wouldn't use the word difficult, but I would say that it requires lots of planning. Got my point? Because suppose you join IIT Patna for mechatronics, you know the mechanical aspects, but you don't know about microcontroller, microprocessor, or artificial intelligence. That is part and parcel of the curriculum. What would you do? How to balance? Most of students, what they do is that because they have learned some mechanical aspect earlier in their BTech, they are comfortable with it. But coming to the electronics aspect, the electronics portion, there are many students who may suffer or they may fail to develop a balance. This should not be considered as a deterrent for your dreams, but you should be vigilant. That is what I want all of you to be. Be vigilant. If there is something which you don't know, the department expects you to know, I would suggest that before you take admission, have some basic courses on it. I'll be telling you this in the later section. And let me tell you that coursework at MTech level is heavier than that you experience in your bachelor's level. Got my point? So you have to manage a good CGPA. In order to manage a good CGPA, you need to have a good command over the new terminologies, the new methodologies that a new department or a new specialization provides you. Got my point? So you need to be vigilant. These cons or these negativities or these disadvantages associated with interdisciplinary specialization is something which you can eradicate on your personal level. Okay, and if you do it, then you will succeed. I'll give you another example where suppose you are a student of civil engineering, you join aerospace structures. Now tell me, who will teach you about titanium alloys, the microstructure, the various aspects of alloy, the metallurgical aspects of the alloy? Who will teach you? So you need to know, it's not that blindly you'll go behind some branch. No, you need to know what you are choosing. So let's go to the next section. So in this section, we'll be specifically addressing the fear or sort of disenchantment in the students community for the interdisciplinary specialization. You ask anyone in mechanical, will you go for energy sciences at IIT Bombay or will you go for design at NIT Trichy? Most of them would run to NIT Trichy for design. But few of them may think of energy sciences if they don't get design at NIT Trichy. Got my point? So why is it so that students mostly they don't like or this interdisciplinary specialization is not their first choice mostly? Why is it so? It's basically the way we are taught through our lifetime. So take STEM, science, technology, engineering and mathematics. How many times it has such happened that a physics teacher and a mathematics teacher, they come together and they teach you a course in school. They are almost always individuals, taking care of individual subject. No one goes to the other class. So it's like separate boxes you have. Maths box, physics box, chemistry box. You have different boxes. But can we fuse those boxes, or are there some common gray areas in those boxes? Who looks after that? Most people, they don't care for it. Most of the schools, they don't care for it. Okay. Suppose you take the example of a bachelor's, a BTech degree. Got my point? A BTech degree. I was from production engineering. Have I ever gone to civil engineering department to look into what those students are studying? Have I gone to mechanical engineering department, electronics, electrical, IT, computer science? Most of the places I haven't gone. I have limited myself. For some courses, I had to go some few of the departments, but mostly my studies was limited to my department, that is production engineering. So that's a limitation. So when you are pushed for interdisciplinary specialization and you look into that, the structure that you were acquainted with for your entire lifetime, that is going to be disturbed. And that is why where I see little bit of that is the reason that most of the students, they don't prefer interdisciplinary specialization in their first go. So coming to the next section, I'll be discussing about few specializations provided by IITs across the country. Okay, interdisciplinary specialization. The first one being Environmental Engineering and Management Studies by IIT Kanpur. The second being Mechatronics by IIT Patna. The third being MMM, that is Materials Manufacturing and Mathematics by IIT Bombay. Industrial Engineering and Operational Research at IIT Bombay. Corrosion Engineering at IIT Bombay. Energy Sciences at IIT Kharagpur and IIT Bombay. Okay, so these are few of the specializations that you can always find on internet, and they are interdisciplinary specializations. If I give you some information regarding them, IEOR stands apart. most of the students who get into it are destined to have a job, a good, well-paying job. Okay, in the analytics field, you'll be having a very good job. There is no doubt in that. That is why IEOR score also, eligibility score also is very high. But on the same time, if you take corrosion engineering at IIT Bombay in metallurgical department, you will find that there is tons of opportunities in the Middle East. But if you look into placements in our country for corrosion engineering, it's very less, very little direct placements that these students are getting. Okay, so these are some of the problems that you may have to face. The next problem that you might face, you see, if suppose you want to go to academia, like if you want to pursue your PhD, or suppose you want to go for jobs, if you have subjects like triple M, IEOR, etc., or if you are in a good IIT, then there may be some good companies which may allow you your branch, your specialization to sit in placements. It's fine. But if you just trickle down from IITs, the top-notch IITs, and go for job opportunities in private universities, opportunities in state government universities, job opportunities in CSIR, you'll be mad at them. Those places. You know why? Few of the advertisements recently I have seen is that they are saying that career should be mechanical, career should be metallurgical. Baba, I am from production engineering, did my project one work in biomaterials, then I went to IIT Bombay for metallurgy department. I am not from the same specialization or same branch right throughout my career. So in case such companies or such opportunities come, then you are at disadvantage. But if you are in good specializations, you will be getting a job for sure. But if you come down just a little bit down, okay, in the hierarchy, you'll be having a lot of problems. And that's the truth in today's date. Lots of problem. I have seen recently some CSIR that floated some positions, and they are asking everything should be metallurgical. I can't apply. Got my point? So I would suggest you individually, I would request you, I would urge you individually that look into the present college advertisements, faculty recruitment advertisements in private universities, in government universities, okay, and also in CSIRs, in government laboratories. You look into them and then decide whether you should go for these specializations or not. Got my point? Just for the sake of getting into IIT or NIT, you take up some specialization thinking that why should I sit at home? Okay, because घर पे ताने सुनने को मिलता है, मैं घर पे क्यों बैठूंगा? I'll take up any specialization, but just think a bit before you take a specialization. Okay, that is what I am saying. Coming to the final section, these are few ideas that I would like to convey to all of you, that what you need to do when you join any interdisciplinary specialization. Okay, the first and foremost thing that you need to have a joint meeting, like all the students should have a joint meeting with your placement coordinator of your senior batch. Try to understand what are the problems, what are the advantages that your specialization is providing to you. They'll tell you honestly, like what is the package, what are the companies, what are the profiles that you are being provided. All these things will be clear, crystal clear from your placement coordinator, who is a senior student. Then you can give a call, or you can again arrange a meeting with someone who is in charge of placement in the college, some faculty, and then you can discuss with them regarding what are the prospects. You can add your HOD, head of the department, in this discussion also, so that you can understand that what are the various companies which might come to your campus may also consider you, and how can you make it possible that you come in their site. I'll tell you a very interesting thing. In my batch at IIT Roorkee in metallurgical department, we had tons of job opportunities. Like companies were flying like here and there. You know why? Because two of our department representatives, भाई सर पे बैठ गए HR के, अपने लड़कों को लो. You have to consider our guys. Our guys are from mechanical engineering. They are into metallurgy, but they are corely from the mechanical engineering background. Why wouldn't you consider them? And this is a particular reason that so many of my batchmates are placed in very good companies. That is something you need to do within the first 1 month or 2 months. You need to take these things clearly. Second, like you need to take up some bridge courses. You need to consult to the faculties, okay, in specialization, and you need to take some bridge courses. Like you can buy some books or some take some courses online, so that you have a smooth transition from your BTech branch to your MTech specialization. For that smooth transition, you need to have some prior knowledge which you can get from various books or NPTEL courses or Coursera or EDX or Udemy, wherever you feel like. You can go and have those courses. Okay, because that will be helpful for you to understand these things, the studies going on in interdisciplinary specialization, because you will be taught PG level courses, and those are heavier and tougher than the UG level courses, the undergraduate level courses. You will be taught the postgraduate level courses. So the expectation of the faculty will be also at postgraduate level. But now you see that your background, your BTech level or bachelor's level education or knowledge regarding this field is also not there. So there you might land up in soup. Do some online courses before you join and also after you join. Consult to the faculties. So I hope that I have added some clarity to interdisciplinary studies, and there may be some points that I have missed because I am limited by time. Okay, so you can give any query or any concern of yours in the comment section. I will definitely try to address them.